Today, we are going to talk about one of a very important topic of counseling in health psychology, that is family counseling. As we all know that counseling is a face-to-face interaction between two individuals in which we help the client to learn and acquire new behaviors which are fundamental to adjust in a new life situations. Family is undoubtedly one of a very important part of our life. It's very integral to be a part of a family in which you feel yourself safe and secure. Without family, we cannot exist. During the beginning of 20th century, the more focus was led on individual counseling, but gradually the counselor understands that the family is very important, and they focused more on strategies which are important to include the family in a process of counseling. So here we are going to look at the learning objective of today's lecture, and we are going to tap three main concepts today. The first one is to explore the dynamics of family, what are the types of families and how the family structures are being laid, and then to familiarize with the family techniques, and then finally we will understand the role of family counseling in detail. Talking about the definition of family, it's a natural social system with properties of all of its own. You know that each family has its own set of rules, its roles, a power structure, the forms of communication, the patterns of communication, the way they negotiate with each other, and the problem solving skills they use in decision making, and all of these things are allows to combine the member of the family as a unit, and we can see that how they do different tasks effectively. So when we look at a unit of a family, it is very important to understand that what type of the family we are looking into. Either the family is a functional family, either the family is a dysfunctional family. But before looking into the functionality of a family, I would like to give you a concept that how family counseling programs are being designed. Family counseling is a program of providing information and professional guidance to the member of a family concerning specific health matters. For instance, there could be different challenging situations in which health is being the prime concern of a family members. It could be that there may be a severely retarded child in a family, and the family is concerned about that. They are involved in caregiving role. They are looking at some child who is autistic, who is a child with a cerebral palsy, maybe a mentally retarded child, or a child with learning disabilities. And maybe there is a risk of transmitting a known genetic defect. You know, there are the different genetic disorders, there are different blood transmission disorders. So in all those situations, the family may be of a concern that how they are going to be an effective caregiver and how the family will survive during this turmoil situation. So the family counseling is being designed, the package is being designed looking at the issues and problems of a family, that what are their core issues and how a counselor is going to help them up. Priorly, because before taking this course, you have taken a complete course of counseling in health psychology 1, in which we have talked about different type of counselings, the trauma counseling, we have talked about the school counseling, the adult counseling, the counseling with elder population, and so many other types. In that counseling, basically most of the things were related to an individual person. So now at this extended course, we are going to understand that when there is not even the situation is not limited to one person, but the other members are also involved in that how we are going to design the package for them. You remember in the last semester when we were talking about individual counseling and the role of counselor to engage a member with the family, we talked about the layout of functional and dysfunctional family, and most of you said that we belong to a functional family. But when we go into the detail of its description, most of you understand that the family which is functional is not the one which you assumed that you are living in. Within the functional family system, the core values are that the communication is very direct, it's very clear, it's very honest, you have certain rules, but these rules are flexible according to the situation, according to the need of the time, according to the emergency situation, according to the will and desire of a child, because the overall sense of love is being prevailed in the family, the feeling of happiness is there, and the parameter of the unit which is key and essential is the mental peace of the family member. So when there is harmony among the relationship, the people are getting knitted with each other so tightly that there is trust, there is love, and there is a feeling of belongingness. This is called a family which is functional. When we look at the other side of the picture, we tend to note that there are certain type of the families which are not fully functional. In dysfunctional families, the aggressive forms of abuse are being used, which is very common. The children are being called by different names, they are being accused of doing different things, there is a behavior of blaming, threatening, and ordering, and things like that. For instance, when the communication patterns are not clear, there is dishonesty, and we feel that the communications are indirect. Let me give you an example. For instance, in most of the Eastern families, we have observed that there is a pattern when the mother is wanted to say something to her child, कि बेटा आप ये काम ना करो. She never says it directly, but instead she likes to say it, don't do this, I will tell your father that you are doing this. So engaging a father into a matter like this, where there could be a direct communication, this indirect communication cause dishonesty and kind of a self-accusing and threatening behavior. So क्या होगा कि बच्चा इनडायरेक्टली बाप से ऑफेंड हो जाएगा कि शायद मेरे बाप ने मुझे इस बात से मना करना है. So this kind of a pattern is not being, considered as a healthy one. So in the result of that, what happened, लोग एक दूसरे से बात छुपाते हैं. There is a mistrust and families often experience hopelessness, helplessness, and eventually the family members remain lonely and isolated. Now, looking at the concepts and issues in families, the one of a very important social scientist, Baunin, has given 8 interlocking concepts to give the kind of the problems the families generally go through. The first important thing which he talked about is a triangle in which there is a small stable relationship system on which there is usually one side is conflict and two sides is harmony. Let me give you an example for that. For example, there is a newly married couple who are very happy with each other, who understand each other well, they are financially settled. They don't have any problem from their in-laws and their immediate family members. They are living in an extended family happily. But besides all these harmonious aspects, they get to know that one of a family member has been diagnosed with some health problem, maybe infertility, maybe some other emotional or psychological problem, maybe some physical health problem, maybe any transmitted disease, any infectious disease, could be anything. So this kind of a situation is called triangle. Then another one is differentiation of a self. The variance in individuals in their susceptibility to depend on others for acceptance and approval. In this situation, the individual does not feel himself confident enough, but he looks forward towards other members of the family to give him empathetic feelings, to give him the power, the courage to progress more. And it generally happens in a way that when the children are being brought up in a way that they are not being given much confidence, they are not being accepted much with the skills they have, तो क्या होता है कि उनके अंदर एक kind of fear develop हो जाता है कि उनको शायद सोसाइटी एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगी मे बी. सो वो अपने पेरेंट्स की तरफ देखते हैं कॉन्स्टेंट अप्रूवल के लिए, एंड इफ़ दे डू नॉट गेट दोज कॉन्स्टेंट अप्रूवल्स फ्रॉम देयर फैमिली, they find they have to go outside. After the differentiation of a self is an important thing is nuclear family emotional system. Basically, they are the four relationship patterns that define whether the problem may develop in a family. Let's say there could be a marital conflict, which is very much common. We have been through a detailed conversation earlier that how do marital conflicts arises, what are the pros and cons of marital adjustment, what are the key areas one should look upon while entering into a marital relationship. Then dysfunction in one spouse. This dysfunction could be of any type. Maybe डिप्रेसिव टेंडेंसीज आ रही हैं, मे बी अग्रेसिव टेंडेंसीज आ रही हैं, मे बी फाइनेंशियली अपसेट है आपका स्पाउस जिसकी वजह से वो इमोशनली रिलेट नहीं कर पा रहा. सो दे कुड बी एन नंबर ऑफ डिसफंक्शंस विच कुड अकर. या मे बी जो न्यूली वेड कपल में वाइफ है वो सेटल नहीं हो पा रही उस नए इन्वायरमेंट के अंदर, तो डिसफंक्शन आ रहा है. देन इम्पेयरमेंट ऑफ वन और मोर चिल्ड्रन. द इम्पेयरमेंट कुड बी फिजिकल इम्पेयरमेंट, द इम्पेयरमेंट कुड बी एनी अदर काइंड ऑफ अ डिजीज़ जिसमें आपको बच्चे को बहुत ज़्यादा केयर गिविंग रोल में जाना पड़ा. जैसे CP बच्चे हैं, मेंटली रिटार्टेड बच्चे हैं, या लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटीज़ के साथ बच्चे हैं. एंड देन there could be the emotional distance. At times, the two people do not connect with each other. They feel that they are not suitable enough. Their life expectancies, their ideals are not the same. And after getting married, they still feel an emotional distance between them, and this create another kind of a problem in the system. Then family projection process. Family projection process is one of a very sensitive thing in which the transmission of emotional problems are being done from parent to child. There are different kind of emotional problems an individual can face. For instance, there could be different kind of depressive tendencies, there could be OCDs, there could be anxieties which transmit automatically from parent to child. So it means that when the transmission of emotional problem is being done, we have to understand that now we don't have one case in a family, but we have more than one case. The child is also suffering from the problem, as well as the mother is suffering from the problems, or either the father is suffering from the problem. The multi-generational transmission process is a process of small differences in level of differentiation between parents and their children. Basically, when the transmission process is being done, at times the problem is much more bigger than the problem is being faced by the parents. So with the passage of time, with the change in community, with the change in surrounding around us, sometimes those problems become much bigger. Let me give you an example. For example, if there is a problem of social anxiety in a mother, बहुत शाय ख़ातून हैं, इंटरेक्ट नहीं कर पाती लोगों के साथ, रिलेट नहीं कर पाती, कहीं पर प्रेजेंटेशन देनी है, किसी लिफ्ट में जाना है, किसी मजलिस में जाना है, बहुत वो डिफ़िकल्ट फील करती हैं रिलेट करना अपने साथ लोगों को. उनको एक अपीयरेंस का, एक अप्रेजल का खौफ रहता है. लेकिन मदर का शायद जो यंग एडल्ट का ज़माना था वो मे बी 60s का था, 70s का था, 80s का था, और उस वक्त girls were not supposed to be so interactive and so vocal, and they were expected in another kind of a role. तो वो टाइम उनका तो गुजर गया. But now when it transmitted into the daughter, and now daughter is in early teenager, और या फिर daughter जो है वो young adult है, तो वहाँ पर यही shyness it turns into a social anxiety disorder, because now the things are being changed. You're not being accepted to be in a state where you are so much lonely and you are so much alone. So this kind of a small difference in level of differentiation became a full-blown problem into next generation, which was minimum in the early generation. The emotional cutoff. The act of reducing and cutting off emotional contact with the family as a way to managing unresolved emotional issues is a very, very important thing to be noticed. For example, बचपन से बच्चा सुनता आ रहा है कि जब आप बड़े होगे तो आप बाहर जाओगे पढ़ने के लिए. पेरेंट्स जस्ट से इट कैजुअली कि जी बच्चा बड़ा होगा तो पढ़ने के लिए बाहर जाएगा. दे डोंट हैव दैट आइडिया इन देयर माइंड कि बच्चा जो है ही इज़ growing up with that idea that he is going to study abroad. But when the time comes, the parents say, we don't have the finances to afford to send you abroad for further education. and the child is in a feeling of emotional cut off, और वो अपने आप को अलहदा कर लेता है फैमिली से, डिटैच कर लेता है, अपने आप को अलहदा बंद कर लेता है, और सवियरली भी वो इमोशनल कट ऑफ हो सकता है और इसकी सुसाइडल टेंडेंसीज की तरफ भी जा सकता है. अब प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पर क्या है? कम्युनिकेशन पैटर्न्स का प्रॉब्लम है. From the very beginning, the parents have to be very clear in giving this message to the child that we would like to send you abroad if you will do much effort in your studies and you will get some good scholarship. So if this kind of a message would be given to the child, he would relate it with himself और वो ज़्यादा मेहनत करता और ज़्यादा इस चीज़ को अंडरस्टैंड करता कि ये सिर्फ विश नहीं है, इसके साथ मेरा भी कुछ कॉम्पोनेंट अटैच है. Then the sibling position. Early in our graduation classes, we have learned a lot about psychosocial stages of development, personality theories, and then Erikson theories about personality development, in which she talks about the sibling position as one of a very important element in development and progression of a human behavior. So we see that if a person is an only child, if a person is the elder one or the second one or a middle born, the impact of its position determines that what kind of the behavior he or she would be depicting. Then societal emotional process. The emotional system governs behavior on a societal level, both progressive and regressive periods in the society. बेसिकली इसके लिए आपको एक बहुत अच्छी मैं एग्जांपल देना चाहूँगी. जैसे आप देखें, ड्यूरिंग दिस कोरोना वायरस pandemic, we have seen that initially when the lockdown was announced, at the societal level we have seen a very progressive behavior of our nation, and we see that for the first 2 periods the lockdown was observed very seriously, and it was kind of a surprise to me that as a nation, as a society, we are progressing in a very better way, and we are doing a very positive behavior. We are governing it into a very good level. When there was a relaxation in our lockdown, suddenly we get to know that there is a regressive period in a society, and people went out for the shoppings, people went out for the groceries, people went out for everything they wanted to do, and हमें एक बहुत unfortunately एक careless behavior देखने को मिला. That was the regression of a society. Okay, so at this point I am looking that 2 questions are being popped up, and one is related to the sibling position. Okay, so there is a question that what are the personality characteristics of the only child as compared to the last born? Okay, so it's a good question. We can compare the last born and we can compare the only child, because हम कहते हैं कि लाडले होते हैं दोनों, but the sibling rivalry is a thing which we see is being missed by the only child, and जहाँ पर हम sibling positions में किसी नंबर पे अगर only child को देख रहे हैं तो he have seen a siblings around him or her. So बहुत फ़र्क पड़ता है. ऑल्दो आप बिल्कुल लाडले होते हैं, छोटे बच्चे पैम्पर्ड होते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा, लेकिन स्टिल दे हैव अदर फैमिली मेम्बर्स एज सिबलिंग्स अराउंड देम, और वो उनसे बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं ऑटोमेटिकली. वेयर एज द ओनली चाइल्ड मिस दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी, और वो पैम्पर्ड तो होता है लेकिन उसके पास लर्निंग अपॉर्चुनिटी बहुत कम होती है. पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट उसकी बेसिकली डेवलपमेंट एंड बिहेवियर पे एज अ साइकोसोशल थेरिस्ट कम होता है. और अगर हम कंपेयर करते हैं उसको विद द लास्ट बॉर्न चाइल्ड, तो उसके ऊपर उसके इम्पैक्ट्स जो हैं वो कंपैरेटिवली साइकोसोशल थेरीज के मुताबिक बेटर होते हैं. सो नाउ वी विल बी looking into the theoretical approaches, and the theoretical approaches are of course being covered earlier in detail, but now we are going to see them with reference to the family counseling, that how we can relate them with family counseling. So the first one is the object relation. Object relation is a psychoanalytical approach, as you all know, and we follow the psychodynamic paradigm, the Freudinian approach, to understand the family dynamics. The second important approach is the family system and Brownian approach, in which we have just discussed the eight interlocking concept a while ago. So इसमें हम वो अप्लाई करते हैं. The experiential family counseling is basically based on the experiences of the family members through which they feel that maybe उनके जो एक्सपीरियंसेस रहे हों वो किसी और फैमिली के एक्सपीरियंस से एब्सोल्युटली डिफरेंट हों. सो वी हैव टू फॉलो their experiences, and this kind of an approach is being led towards the humanistic psychology, जिसमें हम एक इंडिविजुअल के अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस जो होते हैं, जो उसके अपनी एग्जिस्टेंशियल अप्रोच होती है, हम उसको फोकस करते हैं. बिकॉज यू नो एवरी इंडिविजुअल इज़ यूनिक. फॉर इंस्टेंस, even with the same socioeconomic status, maybe even with the same educational background, maybe the kind of the parenting I have received may be different from the one my colleague has received. Okay, and among you, you may be feeling that you all are the students of psychology, you all of same age group, लेकिन आप सब के जो फैमिली बैकग्राउंड से वहाँ से आप डिफरेंट तरह के एक्सपीरियंसेस लेकर आ रहे हैं. सो व्हेन वी सी द वर्ल्ड अराउंड अस, लेंस विच इज़ बीइंग फिक्स्ड इन आवर आइज इज़ नॉट ऑलवेज द सेम. देन द स्ट्रक्चरल अप्रोच जो है, इसमें बेसिकली हम फैमिली के स्ट्रक्चर के अकॉर्डिंगली अपनी अप्रोच को फोकस करते हैं. लाइक फॉर इंस्टेंस, इन अ न्यूक्लियर फैमिली सिस्टम द स्ट्रक्चर वुड बी डिफरेंट, इन अ joint family system the structure would be different, and in the extended family system the structure would be different. Then the strategic intervention approach is basically based on the strategies which are being designed in collaboration with the client in consultation with the counselor. The cognitive behavioral approaches and post-modern constructive approaches are at the least step, because the cognitive behavior approach, you know that CBT focuses more on an individual behavior, whereas here we are focusing more on the aspect where the more and more the family members could be involved. But however, there are the certain points where we use CBT techniques, and in the postmodern constructive approach we use eclectic approach to resolve the phenomena and see that what is the best suitable approach in a given scenario, and maybe we have to combine 2 or 3 approaches, or maybe we have to follow only the one. So that's about the theoretical perspective, the interlocking concept, and functional and dysfunctional family. So far, if you have any question, you can just text me out and I can explain you that if there is any ambiguity, we can make it clear at that point. Now I am going to talk about a very interesting thing, that is a family life cycle stage. As a human being goes through different stages of a life, the family also goes through the different stages of a life. You know, at the beginning there is a single adult, जैसे आप लोग हैं. Then a new couple, when someone gets married, there is a new couple, they have their own kind of a life. Then there is another third stage, which is couple with children. Of course, when a family, there's a couple with children, they have another kind of a life. And then couple with teenagers के साथ life के जो dynamics हैं वो बहुत change हो जाते हैं उनकी requirements के accordingly. Then there are launching children when they completed their education, they are ready to get married, they are ready to go for a job. So at that time the parents have to face different challenges. And finally the family in a later life, when every child is being settled, they are being married, they are being settled into their own lives, and the newly married couple is now an senior couple, an old couple, and then they stay alone at the end again. So this is how the family life cycle stages keeps moving, and that again वो जो एक हमारा older couple है उससे फिर हम आगे की तरफ देखते हैं जो लॉन्चिंग चिल्ड्रन है वो फिर एक सिंगल एडल्ट से दोबारा से इसी लाइफ साइकिल में इंक्लूड हो जाते हैं. सो ईच फैमिली इज़ यूनिक एंड ईच फैमिली मूव्स थ्रू मोर और लेस द सिमिलर स्टेजेस. Now I'm going to talk about some techniques which are being used in family counseling, and whatever the technique you use, the basic purpose of using all the techniques is to help mobilize the family. The first one is the genogram. This is one of my favorite technique as well because it is one of the easiest way to get complete information and demographic structure of a family. The genogram is a technique जो हम किसी भी family member को देते हैं, सीनियर को, और उसको हम कहते हैं कि आप अपनी फैमिली का बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर और डेमोग्राफिक्स हमें सिंबल्स के थ्रू बना के दें अप टू 3 generations, like their names, the date of marriages, the divorces, the deaths, the relevant factors, how much they are close to each other, do they like to be the members of a family and stay in the same house or not. So वो एक हमें जो पिक्टोरियल उसकी पिक्चर बना के देते हैं जीनोग्राम की, वो हमें बहुत हेल्पफुल होती है उसके बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर को अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए, बिकॉज अदरवाइज शायद हम उनको इतनी जल्दी इस चीज़ को अंडरस्टैंड ना कर सकें. देन द फैमिली फ्लोर प्लान. The family floor plan has several variation. This technique could be applied in different ways. For instance, हम parents को कह सकते हैं कि वो अपना family tree बनाएं, family origin tree बनाएं. हम उनसे ये कह सकते हैं कि अपनी 3 families generation का बनाएं. फिर हम उनसे एक स्टोरी टेलिंग वे में भी पूछ सकते हैं कि अपनी फैमिली जो है उसकी बिगनिंग से लेके अब तक का पूरी, जिसे हम शुजरा नसब भी कहते हैं, उस तरह से भी हम उनसे पूछ सकते हैं. और इट इज़ अ वेरी नॉन थ्रेटनिंग वे ऑफ इंक्वायरिंग, ऑफ सीकिंग इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम द फैमिली, फ्रॉम अ पर्सन. और उसको ये नहीं लगेगा कि हम कुछ उससे बहुत ज़्यादा चीज़ें जो हैं वो पूछ रहे हैं पर्सनल नेचर की, बल्कि वो एक स्टोरी टेलिंग वे में ही हमें पता चल जाएंगी. Then another important technique is reframing. It is a method to both join with the family and offer a different perspective or presenting a problem. Let's say हम अगर कोई इशू है उसमें हम एक इंक्वायर करते हैं सजेशन कि आप बताएं कि सिचुएशन को आप कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे. और लेट्स से एक बच्चा है जिससे हम कहते हैं कि जी आपके पेरेंट्स ने अगर आपका रिफ्यूज़ कर दिया है कि आप शाम को 9 बजे के बाद आप घर से बाहर नहीं जा सकते, तो आप क्या करेंगे. वो कहता है जी मैं अपने आप को कमरे में बंद कर लूँगा, आई विल लॉक माई सेल्फ इन टू अ रूम. तो आप उसको रिफ्रेम करवाएंगे कि उससे आपको क्या फ़ायदा होगा. वो कहेगा कोई फ़ायदा नहीं होगा, बस शायद उनको ये लगे कि मुझे वो देख नहीं सकते या मैं अपने आप को हार्म ना कर लूँ, तो वो शायद वो डर जाएंगे. अब हमने उससे थ्रू द कम्युनिकेशन एक सही स्ट्रैटेजी और सही सोल्यूशन, एक लॉजिकल सोल्यूशन जो है वो हमने निकलवाना है बाय delineating the negative cognitive structure of a child and reframing them into a positive one. So इस तरीके से क्या होगा कि ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि हमने कोई सजेस्टिव या कोई डायरेक्टिव टेक्निक यूज़ की है, बल्कि हमने उसी के स्ट्रेंथ्स, मेरिट्स और डीमेरिट्स को यूज़ करते हुए उसी की ऑप्शन को हमने रिफ्रेम कर लिया. देन ट्रैकिंग इज़ अनदर वे, बिकॉज for a counselor, for a therapist, it's very important to understand about the background. The therapist listen carefully about the family stories and about the events which are being done and in which sequence they are being done. सो वो फैमिली की एक पूरी स्टोरी आपको पता चलती है. अच्छा, पेरेंट्स की कब शादी हुई, कितना अरसा वो साथ रहे, कब फादर जॉब के लिए बाहर चले गए, मदर ने कैसे सरवाइव किया, उन्होंने कैसे बच्चों को पाला, उन्होंने कैसे उनकी ज़रूरियात पूरी की, वो कैसे एक फ़ादर का रोल भी प्ले करती रहीं, और फिर कितने सालों के बाद उनकी पर्सनैलिटी में ये चेंज आया कि वो बहुत स्टबर्न हो गई, वो एक एग्रेसिव ख़ातून हो गई, बिकॉज उनको शायद खुद वेंट करने का मौका नहीं मिला. सो वो सारी स्टोरीज़ जो हम सुनते हैं उससे हमें एक आइडिया मिलता है उस पूरी फैमिली के सीक्वेंस और स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में. एंड दैट इज़ अ वे टू ट्रैक एंड टू रीच टू द रियल प्रॉब्लम. क्योंकि कई दफ़ा जब हमारे पास सिचुएशन आती है तो वो जिस प्रॉब्लम को लेकर आते हैं, प्रॉब्लम एक्चुअली वो नहीं होता, प्रॉब्लम जो है वो हिडन होता है. सो वी हैव टू नॉट सी एट द सिम्टम्स एंड सरफेस लेवल प्रॉब्लम, बट वी हैव टू टैकल इट डाउन एंड गो बैक एंड ट्रेस द आइडिया कि वो कहाँ से शुरू हुई थी. ओके, then talking about another important technique is family sculpting. Family sculpting एक बहुत ही रिक्रिएशनल किस्म की टेक्निक है जिसमें हम फैमिली मेम्बर्स जो हैं उनके रिलेशनशिप्स को स्टडी करते हैं और उनसे एक्सप्लोर करते हैं कि किस से किस टाइम के दौरान उनके बीच में अच्छे रिलेशनशिप्स रहे. क्योंकि जब रिलेशनशिप इश्यूज आ रहे होते हैं तो वो हमेशा से नहीं होते. वी गेट टू नो कि जी पहले तो 6 महीने ठीक रहा या 2 साल ठीक रहा, फिर ये प्रॉब्लम हो गया, फिर इसने मुझे गुस्सा करना शुरू कर दिया या इसने मुझे थ्रेट करना शुरू कर दिया. सो वी जस्ट गेट टू नो कि क्या पॉइंट था उस वक़्त, क्या जो है वो इंडिकेटर्स ऐसे हुए जिसकी वजह से बिहेवियर में चेंज आना शुरू हुआ, और हम उन इवेंट्स को स्टडी करते हैं, उन मोमेंट्स को स्टडी करते हैं, और उसमें से फिर हम वो प्रॉब्लम मोमेंट्स जो हैं वो आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं. इसी की एक एक्सटेंडेड टेक्निक जो है वो फैमिली फ़ोटोज़ हैं. Family photos are one of a very important technique to use because when we give the time to family to sit together and see the family photos, we find that there are the different verbal and non-verbal responses they give to certain pictures and events. You know, when we reveal different pictures to them, at times they feel sad, at times they feel very happy, at times they get themselves emotional that, oh, they यहाँ पे ये भी कोई वक्त था कि हमने ऐसा टाइम स्पेंड किया. सो यू नो, वो जो वार्मथ होती है, वो जो एक फीलिंग ऑफ टुगेदरनेस होती है, द फोटोज़ ब्रिंग देम बैक. अब दोबारा से उस टाइम में चले जाते हो, अब वो फील करते हो कि वंस देयर वाज लव, वंस देयर वाज ट्रस्ट, वंस देयर वाज फीलिंग ऑफ बीइंग टेकन केयर ऑफ. तो वो रिवाइवल उन चीज़ों का हो जाता है. एक हम टेक्निक और यूज़ करते हैं विच इज़ कॉल्ड एम्प्टी चेयर, जिसमें एक एम्प्टी चेयर के ऊपर एज्यूम करते हैं कि आपका स्पाउस या पार्टनर या जिसके साथ भी प्रॉब्लमैटिक रिलेशनशिप है वो बैठा हुआ है, एंड वी आस्क द अदर पर्सन टू कैरी ऑन अ डायलॉग विद दैम. सो इन physical presence, when someone is sitting in front of you, you may not be able to express yourself fully, you may not be able to say everything to the other person, but when you see that an empty chair is being there and you assume that the concerned person is sitting over them, जैसे हम कहते हैं दीवारों से बातें करना, तो वो आप उस empty chair से अपनी हर फीलिंग शेयर कर सकते हैं. And by doing this catharsis, you would be able to, you know, feel yourself very comfortable, and the counselor will be get an idea that what are your expectations from the other person and what are your problems towards him. Then family choreography is another technique in which family members are asked to position themselves as to how they see the family and then to how they would like the family situation to be. एक मेरे पास केस आया एक बच्ची का, तो एक 9 साल की बच्ची थी जिसकी मदर लेकर आई और उन्होंने कहा कि ये मुझे अपने हस्बैंड के साथ गाड़ी की फ्रंट सीट पे नहीं बैठने देती, ये कहती है कि मैं ही बैठूंगी, और इसी तरह वो मुझे कभी भी उनके साथ कहीं पे भी देखती है तो बीच में आके बैठ जाती है. तो इसकी कुछ इनसिक्योर सी वो हो रही थी और काफ़ी डिस्टर्ब थी. तो हमने उस बच्ची को कहा आप फैमिली कोरियोग्राफी बनाओ. तो उसने जब बनाया तो उसने मदर को अपने से बहुत डिस्टेंस पे बनाया और फादर को अपने साथ बनाया. तो उससे जब हमने डिफरेंट एक्सरसाइजेस के थ्रू उससे पूछा कि डिफरेंट फैमिली सिचुएशंस में अपनी मदर को वो किस रोल में देखना चाहेगी, तो वी गेट टू नो कि यूजिंग दीज टेक्निक्स कि वो अपनी मदर ने शायद कभी उसके बचपन में उसके फादर के साथ कुछ अच्छा रवैया नहीं रखा था, या उनके साथ कुछ वो अच्छी लैंग्वेज यूज़ नहीं करती थी बात करते हुए, या बहुत उनको अच्छा डील नहीं करती थी. तो उस चीज़ के कुछ ट्रेसेस उस बच्ची के माइंड में थे, जबकि वो मसला इतना बड़ा नहीं था. तो वो अपनी मदर को एक पॉजिटिव फिगर के तौर पर जो है वो नहीं एट्रीब्यूट करती थी, जिसकी वजह से वो प्रॉब्लम अनरिजॉल्व होता हुआ बढ़ता बढ़ता फैमिली कोरियोग्राफी की टेक्निक में रिवील हुआ. दैन अनदर इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज स्ट्रेटेजिक अलायंस, जिसमें डिफरेंट जो फैमिली मेम्बर्स होते हैं दे बेसिकली being involved in a meeting, that how they are going to provide help and support to the family member who requires change, although by himself or by the family. सारी family मिलकर उस एक client को deal करती है, whether it would be an anger issue, whether it would be anything else. Then prescribing indecision is a thing in which there is a situation often in families that when they tend to do any decision, the decisions are not being made into a healthy way. They make emotional decisions. They make decisions which just make one or two family members happy, but rest of the family is not happy with them. So the stress level of couples and families, you know, is exacerbated. So the reason behind is the faulty decision making. So the therapists help them to make a decision which is positive, which is healthy, and which take the opinion of each and every family member into it. So once they get practiced over it, then they just launched it into their daily routine. Now briefly talking about the role of family counselor. Summing up the second part of the learning objective, that what kind of the dynamics we have in our family and what kind of the therapeutic interventions we can use. We have seen that there are different techniques which can be used, and the functions and dysfunctional families, and then the interlocking concepts and the family life cycles. So these are the things we have covered so far, and if you have any questions regarding that, you can just text me up. I haven't received any more questions so far, so if you will send me even after the presentation or in between, I would like to address them as well. Looking at the role of the family counselor, which is the last objective of today's presentation, I would like to say that as you know that there are the certain roles which a counselor has to assume. Regarding the family counselor cannot look at the family as a whole, but as an individual element of a whole. आप अलग अलग से हर फैमिली मेम्बर को व्यू नहीं कर सकते, but you have to see the whole system, that how a family is being doing. And then family counselor look at the structure of the family, that how the family is being organized, what is the power structure of the family. At times there is the third sibling who is leading the family, at times there is the mother who is leading the family, at times there is the youngest son who is driving the family. So you have to look at the dynamics, that how the family is being controlled. Then you have to look at the boundaries in a family. Each family has a boundaries between them, from one person to another. There are artificial lines which indicates that yes, this is the limit in the family. Even if there is harmony, even if there is love and trust, but still there is something which is called as personal space. So we have to see if that personal space is not being given to the client, there may be chances to have some problems. Then family counselors also look at communication patterns, their honesty, dishonesty, their stability, and their change, which comes from the elders of the family to the younger member of the family. And it is also important that family members, a family counselor have to look for the rituals in the family. Although in Pakistan we are not looking into multicultural counseling at that level, because we don't have that kind of ethnic backgrounds available in Pakistan, but yet within the community we see that there are different kind of subcultures. Punjabis have their own kind of cultures, maybe Sindhis have their own kind of cultures, and different religious groups practice different kind of rituals in their family. So before suggesting to them any technique or any idea, we have to see that what kind of the rituals are being there in a family, what kind of the rules are being stated, and how much negotiation could be done on those rules. The rules and guidelines which are stated and those which are unstated. जैसे हमारे घरों के अंदर कुछ बातें होती हैं जो कहीं लिखी नहीं होती, लेकिन हमें पता होती हैं कि we are not supposed to do that. That the boys are not supposed to do that, the girls are not supposed to do that, what are our limits, और हम क्या ऐसी चीज़ करेंगे जो हमारे पेरेंट्स को अच्छी नहीं लगेगी. This is something which is very subjective. From my perspective, it may be something else, and from your perspective, it may be something else. So if there would be 20 people sitting together, everyone could define you something different, which he or she may feel that his family would not like, Then family counselor will look at the roles of the family, the roles which are being performed in different situations, and they are being expressed to interaction with one to another family member. कैसी सिचुएशन होती है जिसमें कौन सा फैमिली मेम्बर लीड कर रहा होता है, कौन सा सिर्फ सपोर्ट कर रहा होता है, कौन सा सिर्फ सजेशन दे रहा होता है. तो ये रोल्स आपकी फैमिलीज़ में भी कुछ काइंड ऑफ डिसाइडेड होते हैं. जैसे हम कहते हैं कुछ फैमिलीज़ में कि दादा अबू बैठेंगे तो ये फ़ैसला होगा, या ताया अबू आएंगे तो पता चलेगा कि इस मैटर का क्या करना है. किसी की शादी या रिश्ता करना है तो जी पुप्पो आएंगी तो पता लगेगा क्या करना है. सो वी हैव the kind of extended family too, where we seek information and suggestions and guidelines from the other family members. So ये देखना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि उस रोल, उस फैमिली के डायनामिक्स क्या हैं. So without looking at that hierarchy, without looking at that ordered subsystem within a family, we may not be able to define any task एंड एनी फंक्शंस. वो आइसोलेशन में तो हमने क्लाइंट को कोई थेरेपी नहीं देनी ना, हमने तो देखना है कि उसके इर्द गिर्द एक पूरा सिस्टम और मैकेनिज्म क्या चल रहा है. सो दीज वर द फ्यू पॉइंट्स विच वर बीइंग फोकस्ड टू सी दैट the family counselor role, besides being having the specific characteristics of a counselor, उसमें क्या ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो उसने family counseling के perspective में देखनी है. In the conclusion, I would say that family counseling is a technique which helps the family members to solve their problem, but yet keeping their dignity upright by boosting their self-esteem, by looking into their physical and mental well-being, but looking at their own perspective, how they wanted to get the issue resolved. And we just recognize that all the members of the family are the valuable contribution to the community, and without them the family system could not exist. And this is the beauty of a Pakistani culture, the Pakistani system, that still the West has lost its family system in 70s, but in Pakistan the family system is still intact. We still keep the family members retained with us. We don't have that kind of a launching children that if you are 16 तो अब जाओ अपना खुद करो और खुद कमाओ और खुद खाओ. We are still in a protection of our parents and remain in the protection of the parents and elders even if we become elder. So हमारा एक culture जो है that is different, that is very beautiful. So we have to protect that, and we have to suggest the kind of the counseling within our parameter, within our religious parameters, which is within our cultural parameters, and within the parameters which are being accepted by the norms of a society. So now I would recap that we have concluded 3 things today, and they were regarding to the dynamics of the family, they were regarding the different therapeutic intervention and techniques, and they were related to the role of counselor. So this is all about family counseling, and I have prepared a quiz for you on Kahoot, which I will be uploading in next 10 minutes. You will be given 10 minutes to fill that quiz on Kahoot, and after that the result will be available to you, and you can see that whatever you have learned today in the family counseling session, the Kahoot test quiz will be based on that. So thank you very much, and get ready for your Kahoot test, and I am going to upload that now, and I will end that